Everyone. Thought I would attempt to do this live outside in the front yard. It's a little windy, and I've heard people doing yard work around here as well. So if it gets to be too much, trick it on back inside. But you can see behind me, it's pretty windy. That would be one of the hammocks. There's like four of them out here. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna wait for a couple of different people to come on, but I wanted to give everybody kind of an update of what's going on. Hi, Ivan. And let everybody know kind of where I'm at, why I've been kind of MIA when it comes to doing lives, and yeah, all the things, man. I'm sure that everybody is going through a lot with all of the things and planets that are doing what they're doing. We had the full moon in Scorpio, which is all about death and rebirth. And then at the same time, Pluto was in retrograde, which is basically the same shit. And then at the same time of that, Uranus was like squared up. So it was, and Uranus is all about freedom and expression and like moving forward. And it was like this pull, push pull thing that was going on. And now we're into eclipse season. Hi, Andy. And the eclipse just happened. And that, I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but pretty much every single psychic healer and coach that I know of is going through massive, massive upheaval. All of the deep, dark stuff of their own is not only coming up, but you have the people around them in their lives that their stuff's being brought up too. So it's like they're now the other people's, whoever's in their life is now hitting them twice as hard with things. And so it's just like this crazy, and we also have a geomagnetic storm going on today. There's just a lot. But I wanted to give you guys kind of an update. I didn't quite know. Hi, Juliet. I didn't quite know where I was going to be, when I was going to be moving exactly to Maui. And now some things have happened here where I'm living currently, to where I felt like I had to pick a date to go. So I just chose June 1st. And so I moved to Maui in like 2 weeks. I still am waiting for the universe to show me my perfect place to live there. And I'm still waiting for that. If anyone knows of a 2-bedroom or larger home in Maui for rent, some situation, that would be great. So yeah, I'm still waiting for that. I'm trusting that that's going to happen for me because if you guys have followed my story, you know that I, without a doubt, have been told to go to Maui. And so I'm just following that. But it's brought up a lot of anxiety for me, a lot of my safety, security, stability around home and living. It's brought up a lot of stuff that I've had to face. Hi, Tracy. Hi, is it Shari? Is that how you're going by? That is Shari. Girl, look at you doing your thing in Hawaii. You trying to make us all jealous. Dude, this has been some shit though. I don't know if you follow my YouTube channel, but this has not been just paradise, okay? If anything, it's been probably the opposite for me, to be honest. It's beautiful here. I do love Hawaii, but I don't feel a super connection of like, oh, I'm in paradise. Like I don't feel that. And people tell me that like when you get to Maui, it's going to be different because every island has a specific different vibrational feeling. Like every island feels different to everyone. And I keep being told, just hang tight, get to Maui. You are going to feel different there. You are going to feel a difference. Somebody had all said, yeah, you're in rural Hawaii. Right now I'm in Waipio Valley, which is like 90 minutes north of Kona. And so I'm in super rural. It's like 15 minutes to a grocery store, 30 minutes to a like real grocery store. Yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere. After the backyard I'm at, there's no more Hawaii. I'm literally the cliffs. That's it. There's no more. I'm at the edge of Hawaii. So it's a lot. And so anyways, it's triggered a lot of when I first moved to Hawaii, as most of you know. I really thought that Hawaii was going to be this magical, amazing, incredible thing for me as soon as I got here. Like the minute I got off the plane, it was going to be nothing but magical, and it was the fucking opposite. It was a nightmare. Every single thing I did or tried to do went against me. I was told that was basically the island's initiation with me. And it ended up being, I was just going to go back to Portland at that point. I was like, fuck it. So because I didn't know where I was going to live. And then I ended up coming here to this place where I'm staying. My friend Lisa and her kids have graciously opened their home to me for the past 2 months, 3 months actually, really, 2.5 months. It'll be 3 months by the time I leave. And it's been awesome and amazing, but it's been very, very healing. And when we heal, we are releasing, and it's been on big, huge, massive levels. If there's one thing I've been learning is the art of surrender in Hawaii. Hawaii has taught me the art of surrender, slow down, um, not, and today especially, I've really, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do the update, because some things have happened today. Hi, Teresa. But now I'm been really dealing with the emotions and trying to surrender to the emotions of I don't have a place to live again in Maui, and I'm moving yet to another place where I don't know anyone, and I'm going by myself, and I don't know where I'm going to live again. So it's going to be a space of like hotel or Airbnb or, and I'm also letting go of the abundance, lack mindset, which is I have X amount of dollars saved and I don't want to waste money basically at a hotel and Airbnb. I want to have that money for my place, my perfect place that is coming to me, right? Hi, Gemma. And hi, Melanie. And so I'm trying to let that go as well, because I'm reminding myself that like I have X amount of dollars, but it doesn't matter because like money's always coming in, like always. And I don't have a problem with money and I never will ever again. And that's something I like know for a fact in my soul of souls. But it is triggering this feeling of I already did this once and it was hell and it was scary. And so I went through a period of being mad for like a day. I was mad. I was like, I've already cleared so much just in the 2.5 months I've been here. And as a whole, I was like, haven't I done enough work and enough clearing in myself to warrant myself a fucking place to live? Like knowing where I'm going to go and knowing where, so I don't have to be freaked out by this or wonder and feel insecure in these ways. Like, haven't I done enough work, enough surrendering? And obviously I have not, if it's not happening yet, right? That's really the main thing to look at. And I truly believe situations keep coming up and repeating themselves. Hi, Jillian. Keep coming up and keep repeating themselves until you have a different reaction to them. And once I remembered that, I was like, it's just been like almost not a fight, but it's been work. It's been work to get into the space of, oh my God, I don't have a place to live and I'm going to jump on a plane and it's going to be hot out. And oh my God, I hope I don't pass out like I almost did last time in the heat. And like, because there was no AC and there's the airports are like open here and it's just I am heat intolerant. Like just right now, just from sitting here for what have we been on here for like fucking 10 minutes and I'm like roasting, and it's only 10:45 in the morning. It's not even afternoon yet. So so all these things, then I have to like get into a space of surrender again and allowing, and so many signs, so many readings, so many psychics have come to me. There's been so much stuff that's just been telling me you need to let it go, you need to stop, you're overthinking, you need to allow, you need to surrender more, you need to get into a space of divine feminine, which is again allowing, receiving, being open, and knowing and trusting, and all of those, being in flow instead of what can I do, how can I do this, where can I look for something, do I need to put a post out telling people, which I just said on here too, if anybody knows of a place in Maui that's available, let me know. So I've really, really, really been having to do that. On top of that, I cleared some massive, hi Scott, abundance will flow to you effortlessly. I believe in your passion and vision to become a change in so many lives on this planet. Thank you so much, Scott. I really appreciate that. And I believe that too. I do. I wholeheartedly believe that. I've also cleared some I cleared a big mother wound, like a big, massive mother wound. And I did a post, I think, about this. Pretty sure I did. But basically, the short part of the story is that I was watching a TV show and this woman's mother was dying, and I haven't talked to my own mom in 4 years, and I really had this feeling like it just really sucks, that I can't have my mom in my life. And I think about trying to reach out to her again and realize that she's super toxic and for me in my life, and it does every time I reach out with this feeling of almost guilt behind it, of time like passing us by. It doesn't end up good. It ends up shitty every time. And so I can't do that. But pause the show, and I have a forgiveness process that I've been helping people with that I did for myself in that moment. A shortened version of it. I just kind of closed my eyes and pictured my mom there, and I just started saying all the things to her that really fucking hurt me that she did to me in 2019, and just named off all those things and really just let all that go. And at the end, it was funny. My go-to emotion is anger. That's normally my go-to thing. It's like I'm just angry at things, and I said out of a knee-jerk reaction of like, I just want to be angry at you. And then it was weird because I said it and then out loud I was like, actually, I don't want to be angry. I want to be at peace. Hi, Kayla. I don't want to be angry. I want to feel at peace. And in that moment, I just remembered that like the only reason my mom was able to do what she's done to me is because she was in pain and because her heart is broken in ways that make her capable of being able to do that to her own daughter. And I just said a prayer and I asked for those parts of her heart to be healed, and that if there was a way for us to have a relationships after that happens so that more time doesn't have to be wasted, then I want that and I'm asking for that. And then I went downstairs into the main house because I'd stay in an ohana, which is basically an attached apartment. And I went downstairs, and the whole family here was gone for like 24 hours. And I went down there to make dinner. And when I got down there, I had this feeling that I always have when I know things are like about to shift and like I'm not going to be living where I'm living in currently. And I had that feeling and I was like, oh my God, I'm not here anymore. Like my energy's gone. It's not here anymore. I was like, okay, things are going to move really fast, like really fast at this point. And I made a post about it and I said, I'm just putting this out there just for memory reasons that I know my energy's not where things are going to shift. My energy's different and I'm not here anymore. And sure enough, the next day I got a text from the woman who's here and we were discussing like my living situation, and it came down to me telling her I was going to move out June 1st, and it happened that quickly. And there were some other things that happened and I was kind of upset about them, and then in the middle of it I realized the reason it was happening was because of the shit I cleared not even 24 hours before then. Like things are shifting that fast, you know, there really are. And so I've had a lot of anxiety since then. Again, it's triggering all of my security and stability, but I'm having to really surrender and stay in the space of like knowing that Maui's supposed to happen for me, that I'm supposed to be there, that great things are going to happen, even if it's a little bumpy when I get there and don't get it figured out entirely. I'm surrendering to the process and whatever that is, and trusting that beyond all of that, something great and amazing is going to happen for me and to me and all the things. And so there was that. That's what also happened. Then today, so as I was mentioning, there's like two grocery stores. One's like 15 minutes away. That's kind of it's a grocery store, but it's not like a big grocery store. And then there's another one that's like 30 minutes away. And there's no one to take me to the grocery store right now. And sorry, guys. So I have to take myself to the grocery store. And the last time I drove by myself, I did have a panic attack, and it kind of put me backwards a little bit. I'm still able to get into a car. I'm still able to travel and do all the things, but I realized that I had healed myself past 14 years of agoraphobia, not all the way, but about 95% of the way. And there was this last 5%, which is me driving by myself, that I really need to work through. And I realized today that as I was getting more and more anxious thinking about that I was going to have to go do this today, the more I thought about it, the more anxious I got, the more I was trying to make it go away. And I finally had this realization, the realization that I just didn't want to admit to, which is my process does, yes, put you in a space where you are relaxing into the feeling and you're allowing the feeling to happen. But there's this premise behind it that's more of an avoidance of saying, I'm going to do that, and at some point it's going to be completely gone and over with, and I'm doing it hoping it's not going to come up. So me getting out in the car today is a feeling of I'm hoping it doesn't come up, whereas my mindset has needed to shift to this is going to come up. This is going to be in the car with me. This is going to go on a ride with me. This is going to show itself. It's not going to go away. And being okay with that. And being in a space of, once again, surrendering into that, and once again reminding myself that if it's coming from me, which all those emotions are, then I need to stop being afraid of fear. And that's really the end space that I'm in. And realizing that the acceptance of the anxiety was stemming from my trauma 14 years ago with my ex, and the day that he told me he cheated on me, I refused to accept that he had completely severed our connection, that it would never be the same again, that I would never feel safe with him again, that no matter how much I wanted it and wished and hoped and stayed next to him, literally physically next to him, while my body screamed at me in anxiety, that anxiety was not going away. That was, again, another phase or space of me being, hoping it would just go away. And if I had at that point, and I've forgiven myself for this, but if I had, because I didn't have the tools and I didn't have the self-love yet to have the courage to do this, if I had had the tools to be able to say in that moment, wow, this sucks and I love you and I want to be with you, but this is ruined. Like, I'll never feel the same towards you ever again. Something's broken. Hi, Sheila. That's my cousin. Then I would have been able to leave him, and I would have been able to start this process from a different space of self-love instead of acceptance that I was a piece of shit and was not good for anything. It was triggering all my father issues and all of my rejection and abandonment issues, and I didn't know how to face that 14 years ago. And now today I realize that I needed to say out loud that I accepted that was completely over. Even though it's been over for so long, I still needed to say it, like picture myself as that person almost 15 years ago now, and say it from her perspective of like, okay, I accept that this is never going to be the same, like, ever. And that was really powerful for me. And then getting to a space of, I'm going to drive today and the anxiety is going to come up, and it's going to feel like I'm going to die, and it's going to feel like I'm going to pass out, and it's going to feel all these things, and I'm going to keep my eyes open, and I'm going to sit with that, and I'm going to allow that to be while still driving and still making it through my day. And I feel like having that perspective is giving me this other space of saying, I'd rather go through the emotions of a 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a panic attack and go on with the rest of my day and be able to experience what I need to experience that day, or get done what I need to, rather than be so afraid of that I stay home and miss my whole day. Like, it's flipped now. It's like, okay, I can handle feeling like I'm going to pass out, but knowing I'm not. I can handle feeling like I'm going to die, knowing that I'm not. I can handle that. And it's not white knuckling it anymore. It's more acceptance and surrendering and flow, and just not being afraid to feel the fear anymore, not being afraid to feel my own emotions and feel my own things. And Maya Kova really has helped me. She did a podcast with me. I have a podcast called Conversations with High Vibe Women, and she did a podcast with me recording a couple days ago. And she mentioned how she was turned on by the struggle. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean you're turned on by the struggle? She's like, well, when I think about like good things happening to me, there's not a lot of movement in my body, but when I think about how I'm going to do that, or how I'm going to have the money to do that, or what if this happens, she goes, my body just lights up. And I'm just like, it's like I'm turned on. My body's turned on by the struggle. And she's like, and I've just decided not to do that anymore. And I was like, oh my God, that's happening to me too. Like, it's just like I get so caught up in the anxiety of everything that excites my body more. Even though it's not a positive excitement, it's still turned on, it's lit up, the adrenaline's flowing from that more than the excitement of like my own place and all my things and adventure and excitement, and like it just feels like the opposite. And so really getting into that space of just repeating a lot, I'm not turned on by the struggle. It gets to be easy. Hi Anna, this is the most amazing and intimate version ever of There's Nothing to Fear But Fear Itself. Carry on with your strength, Tasha. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I thought I heard somebody. Yeah, and it's funny because we hear these things, right? There's the only way out is through. There's only fear. The only thing to fear is fear itself. We hear these things, and if we haven't done the actual inner work to be able to have that connect, it won't. And that's why I've heard these things a million fucking times, but I wasn't in a space to really understand them. I was still at a space of I'm gonna get in the car today, and I hope I've done enough work that the anxiety and fear doesn't show up today. Whereas now, literally, now I'm in a space of I'm going to get in the car today and it's going to show up and it's going to come along for a ride and I'm not going to like it. And it's not something I want to do, but I can't be afraid of this anymore. Like I really fucking can't. I can't let it control me anymore. And I've been listening to this podcast called The Anxious Truth on Spotify. I highly suggest anyone listen to that. He's incredible. And he's really helped to change a lot of my mindset around this stuff. And so now, instead of me doing my typical, like, oh, I'm doing all this so it'll just go away, now it's more like, oh, you're going to be there and you're going to come up and that's okay, but you're not making decisions for me. You don't get to drive the car anymore. You don't get to turn the car around and drive me home. We're going to be here. You're not going to scare me to the point where I'm just going to have it you're going to make decisions for me. So I'm going to attempt that today, see what fucking happens. And I really honestly, it's a lot of pressure and this also creates a lot of anxiety, but I'll deal with that, I guess, when it comes up. But I basically don't have the option of getting groceries for the next like tomorrow through Tuesday. So like literally, like there's no one to help me there. Everybody's going to be gone from the house and the cars are going to be gone and I'm going to be screwed. So I need to get to the grocery store today. Hi, Mamuna. And I need to get to the grocery store and that's going to be a lot of pressure on me and that's okay. I'm going to allow that to come up and I'm going to let myself feel that and I'm still going to make it to the grocery store and I'm still going to go and get my shit done and come home and have a victory and do all the things. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys kind of an update of what's going on. I'm literally roasting right now. I feel like I'm going to freaking pass out from heat exhaustion. It's so hot. I love Hawaii, but this weather is no bueno. Here, I want to show you guys out here though, so you guys can see a little bit since I know a lot of you tune in to see the scenery. It's so beautiful out here. This is the front yard of where I'm staying. Very, very beautiful. And this is the little attached apartment. This is the house is like basically there. There's bamboo, this huge bamboo tree. Aren't they cool? I was like, wow, so amazing. So this is my little place right here. And I'll show you the inside of it for those of you that haven't seen it. It's kind of messy. Pretty, the front porch view. Yeah, it's actually really messy in here, but honestly, I give a fuck. So we have air conditioning, which is great because I asked the universe for that and told the universe I had to have air conditioning. So bed, little mini fridge, my altar, front door, and then it's got counter. It's got a pretty big closet, and it's got actually a pretty nice bathroom with a shower and then the toilet. So yeah, it's pretty nice up here, and I'm super grateful. So anyways, thank you for hanging out with me and just supporting me and loving me. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to continue on in my journey. And in a couple weeks, you guys will see what is my teeth looking so yellow on this light? What the fuck? You guys will be able to see my trip to Maui. There will be a 30-minute flight. I will be filming, a lot of because I'm still vlogging stuff. I just haven't really had a lot to vlog, to be honest. And this has, that's why I wanted to do an update because there really has been a lot going on. Yeah. So what else? Let's see, work-wise, what's going on. So another anger embrace workshop detox program that's happening probably July or August with Jacqueline Faith. I have a forgiveness process that is about, Hazel's went for 2 hours, so I shouldn't say 45 minutes to 60 minutes because it could go for a lot longer than that now that I'm realizing that. But I have a pretty powerful forgiveness process if you guys are needing something like that or wanting to get all the anger and rage out of your body. This is really helpful for people who've been sexually abused, emotionally abused, physically abused. I mean, really, if you've been abused in any way. But I've noticed it's really helped people who have father issues, mother issues, basically anything that's deep trauma has been changing people's lives. So that's happening all the time. If you guys want to book for that, I'm obviously doing one-on-one coaching still for mindset. And let's see what else. The retreat, the Women's Empowerment Retreat with Becca Sawyers is still happening, but I think the dates are changing. That's why I took everything kind of down about it, because we weren't really sure on the dates just yet, because some things changed for Becca. So trying to figure that out now and what's going to be happening in that arena. But other than that, oh, and then I've got the podcast, Conversations with High Vibe Women, which is basically me getting just on a conversation with women that are super high vibrational. And because I got tired of having all these great conversations that so many people could have benefited from and not having it recorded so that they could. So I started a podcast doing that. I think I've recorded close to 10 women at this point. And then I have another 10 or 15 women that are still going to be recorded. So I'm going to have podcast episodes for like 6 months, which is great and amazing. I'm super excited. But if you are a high vibe woman who wants to be on my podcast and have a conversation, please let me know. Hi, Lena. Lena, it's Lena, right? Lena, it's Lena Ray, right? So yeah, if you're somebody or you know somebody that would love to have that conversation, we've talked about everything from anxiety to the virus to star seeds to I've had a psychic medium on. We've talked about the other side. We've talked about surrendering. You name it, we've freaking talked about. We've talked about being going from a mean girl to a nice girl, and everything in between there, So yeah, it's a really fun, amazing podcast. It really is. So if you guys want links to that, let me know. So yeah, until next time, you guys, I really appreciate your support. I do have a YouTube channel that has been following, I'm been trying to film and follow my move and all the things that have been happening, but I've been doing more updates here than I have actually on there lately. I've just been doing something here and then sharing it over there because I haven't really gone anywhere to really show you guys anything cool lately, but that's going to change here in about 2 weeks when I move to Maui. I'm going to have all new shit to show you, so bring on the life. Thanks for watching, you guys.